Hey, everyone. This is Jane with the Let's Get Loud podcast. Hello, everyone.
Hello, hello,
Oh,
hello.
my goodness.
Oh
Oh,
my
my
goodness.
goodness. Okay,
How's that runny nose?
good. I just like kind of was like there, but nothing too serious for now.
Okay.
For now, every day I wake up worried. Okay. So today we're talking about a heavy, not heavy topic, but something that we say often that maybe it's like a part of our language, but we want to explain what that means and what that looks like. So staying connected. We often say that like, you're like, what's your secret? Like, what's my secret? Like, I stay connected to what?
Literally,
Like, stay connected.
literally.
Yeah. Basically, I've created a life or environment where I stay connected. So basically solo. Like, so it's like not a particular behavior that is success, guys. So just FYI, it's never like spinning, walking, meal prepping. It's like you stay connected every single day to like your day. It's like I don't know how to explain. And there's nothing like particular that you have to do to say like I've been successful. It's that you don't, time doesn't pass and you haven't stayed connected. Like you know where you're very present in how you're showing up and what you've accomplished and if you like it or if you don't. Like that's pretty much it.
I think that people think staying connected means actions. It means doing the things. And not only
Exactly.
just doing the things, but like doing the weight loss things.
Yes. So they think like, oh, she's staying connected. She's being consistent. It's almost like the same thing, like consistency, but I'm staying consistent with staying connected. So there are two different things, right? You can stay connected, but if you're only like, once we go through what the definition of staying connected means, that needs to be almost every day. So that's the consistency piece behind staying connected. But it really isn't about like how I'm showing up every day. It's me staying connected to how I'm showing up every day.
And I'm thinking about like your weight loss members who have been members for years. I think about them and I think, well, what do they do? They stay connected.
Yeah, they don't have like one particular behavior that they have in common, you guys. Like
Nope.
when you think of all the members that have lost weight with your weight loss, okay? If you think about it, wouldn't it be ridiculous that they all ate the same thing for breakfast and they all ate the same thing for lunch? That would be ridiculous, right? And to think because but we invest and we think that like this meal plan that clearly our neighbor would have the same at you know where. It's like, okay, well, we're all eating the same thing, but it's because we're all trying to lose weight, you know? But like what about once this is done? Like we're all going to go back to our lives. So we need to incorporate our lives within what we're trying to accomplish within weight loss.
I also see so much power in just taking it one day at a time.
You know, I'm the queen of one day at a time.
And
It's my favorite thing.
that just reminded me of a live that I wanted to do. Yeah, yesterday. So I'm just trying to be more connected, let's say,
Okay.
to goals, whatever. Okay. Yesterday I had like taken some time to set my intentions for the day. All of a sudden we got a random invite to go to our friends for pizza. Okay.
Okay.
So in that moment, I took a pause and stayed connected to who I wanted to be. And I went and ate pizza. Now, that doesn't mean I'm off track. Doesn't mean I failed. It was the act of like thinking, and who I want to be is someone that is able to make spontaneous decisions.
Yeah.
When you put yourself, you guys, in this like one, I will do this and I won't do that, you are setting yourself up for failure. Like I didn't fail yesterday because I didn't follow my plan that I initially set out.
And that's the thing. People think that they need to start their day. And that's why they're like, I just want to write down what I'm about to eat. I just like need to know. And I'm like, shit is going to happen. And then you're not going to be able to develop the skill of adjusting, develop the skill of choosing, reflecting. Like when shit is already set out for you, it takes away so much from your personal experience of just being in charge.
And like you can set intentions for yourself, and I think there's value in you saying, okay, this is how I think today's going to go. I have this activity. I have this in my fridge. I have this time. There's value in that every single day, having that conversation with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But out of 30 days in a month, how many days do you think go exactly the way you would planned?
I like almost want to say 0. Okay. Like that's like
maybe like 3.
Yeah, honestly.
Literally. So if you are only creating your plan for the perfect day, it's not going to go well.
No. And then you develop, so as you develop that skill, you guys, of staying connected, you literally like, I stay connected like multiple times in a day. So it's not even like, I think like it starts where it's like, okay, I need to like almost put time aside to like think about my day. But now it's like so ingrained in how I do things that like, I'll keep connected throughout the day. So like Alicia kept connected midday when she got that invite, and then she probably had a reflection moment after she got back home. And it's like, okay, and then like probably this morning with what happened yesterday, depending on choices. So choices are never bad. Like just FYI, you guys, like that's what Alicia wanted to say. Like she actually chose to eat the pizza. For someone else that doesn't have this way, this language, this mindset would say, I fucked up. I didn't stay connected to the plan. That's not what staying connected means. Staying connected means you have a moment to reflect on staying connected to who you want to be. And I totally get when she means, I want to be the person that eats pizza right now because I just got invited. I want to be that person that does that. What person did you not want to be? The person that ate 7 pieces of pizza or 4, So let's talk about that as well.
Yeah. Who didn't I want to be? I didn't want to be the person that brought their own Tupperware. I didn't want to be the person that lost their shit and ate 7 pieces and felt like crap. Like that's who I didn't want to be. And when you guys say to yourself, I'm bad, I went off my plan, that's often where the 7 pieces go. Yeah. Or you've labeled pizza as bad, and calorie deficit, the knowledge of calorie deficit also comes in. My level of calorie awareness. Now, I didn't look it up because I know, but I ate Papa John's pizza. I could have really easily looked up how many calories in a works piece of Papa John's pizza. Like I could have easily looked that up before I made my choices and be like, okay, is 400 calories for this life worth it to me? Yes or no? Like it's so like pizza is not bad. There's nothing bad. Well, and I love how you said the skill of adjust. That's a skill.
Yeah, it is a skill. And you are taking that away from yourself when you're not doing it your way. Like it's that simple. You're not allowing yourself to adjust on vacation and adjust. Like it's adjusting is massive, you guys. And it is a skill that you need to develop, but you can't develop adjusting if you're not in control, if you're not the one that is in charge. So there's no adjusting if you need to call a buddy and say, like call yourself to talk to yourself. Like it's like we haven't been able to trust ourselves a little bit. Also, one word we didn't talk about was guilt. So I think that who you didn't want to be was the person that felt guilty for eating pizza. Yeah, I don't want to be that person that feels that way. You are responsible for your feelings, and sometimes we bring those up. Our knowledge and our lack of the ability to adjust and reflect and whatever is making us feel a certain way. So sometimes like, how do you do that and not feel like shit or guilty? It's because of everything else I've worked on. Like, so it's not because I don't have those feelings, because everything else, like, why don't you feel guilty when you go out without your kids or you blah, blah, blah? Because of everything else I worked on. So it's because of my mindset. It's because of what I believe in. It's because of my perception. It's because like, there's a lot of shit, lo. It doesn't just because I don't feel that way. Nah, like we feel that way too, lo. But it's we've worked on the things prior to feeling that way.
And we've like unpacked those feelings. So like if you say to yourself, okay, how do you not feel guilty? Okay, then I would ask you, why do you feel guilty? Well, it's pizza. Pizza's bad. Is it that bad? Do you even know? Like, look it up. Okay. And then you look it up and you say, okay, 400 calories a slice. I still feel guilty. Why? Is it the cheese? Is it the carbs? Is it from fast food? And then you need to start to like really get into why and identify and challenge your own limiting beliefs.
Yeah.
And then you can also ask yourself, because this is one that I find easier to process when I'm doing guilt, like with the kids, right? Let's say I'm like, how do you not feel guilty when you leave your kids? All right.
Yeah.
You unpack it all. And then at the end, when I feel like I've unpacked everything, I say to myself, what could I do that would make me feel less guilty while still leaving them? So
Yes.
planning their meals, leaving them notes every day, setting them up on kids' messengers, they can message me. And you guys can do the same thing with your pizza. So what can I do that I will not feel guilty? Well, you know what? Instead of having a beer with my pizza, I'm going to have water. Like, what can you do that will help once you've unpacked it all?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think that's the responsibility piece, right? You're in charge. You feel that feeling. And then I love unpacking. Je dis tout le temps décortique en français, and I just like never had that word. So you unpack those feelings, and you really need to, and you could unpack the feeling of anxiety. You could unpack the feeling of depression. You could feeling the sadness, happiness. I think that we don't unpack our feelings enough. And I truly believe that that would help society to vocalize more how they, like, we sometimes just like, we don't unpack. We fucking leave it all in the backpack. And then we allow it to take over. We allow it. You don't even realize, but you are responsible. You are the one responsible to unpack. The feeling will come. We are not responsible for feeling the way we feel sometimes. Like, I feel sad, I don't know why, or I feel jealous, or I feel like this, but you are responsible to unpack it and decide if you want to understand it. I think we should work more on understanding our feelings. We should understand our habits. I think we want someone to fix our habits, change our habits. How about we work on understanding our habits?
And all the things that we are speaking about today can and will be accomplished by the simple task of staying connected.
Yeah.
Literally, that task of staying connected that society does not seem to value when it comes to weight loss, because it doesn't seem like it's enough.
Yeah.
That simple thing can, all of that, what we talked about, can be accomplished by simply staying connected.
So I'm just thinking, guys, this podcast is coming out April 24th. And last Saturday within the membership, we started our 6-week self-awareness program with our members. And we're getting them to unpack their shit, basically.
Yep.
So we're like, that's what self-awareness is. It's really unpacking your shit, unpacking how you feel, unpacking your past, your history, your why. And so your thoughts, your beliefs, like all of it, because it's the only way you can actually see what you believe in is by unpacking what those beliefs are, how they're making you feel, and the results you're getting out of those beliefs. So just everything that you believe in is making you come to this 1 minute. If you are listening to this and you have never joined Your Way Weight Loss and you just keep listening to us, your beliefs are stopping you from joining us. That's what's happening. You are at this point where you have still not, you believe that it's not valuable to you. You believe that you're maybe not at the right fit for our membership. Maybe you believe that it's crap. I don't know. But like, your beliefs are stopping you from whatever you're not achieving, like literally. And I do that. Like, I'm not saying that I'm achieving everything that I want in life. Like, when I'm not achieving something that I want, I'm like, there is a belief here, Jose, and I'm trying to unpack all of my beliefs. Like, why am I not achieving this? Why is it not happening for me? I never think I'm broken. I'm always like, there's a belief here. There's a limit that I'm putting on myself. I am the reason why. So if you're listening to this still and you're like, oh, like, I still feel like I'm not prioritizing myself and I'm not showing up as who I want to be, or I still have weight to lose and I'd love to lose weight. And that would be like such a dream for me. You need to unpack those limiting beliefs around your weight loss, around yourself. Anyway, so that's what we're doing with our members. Right before, what we're doing is we're trying to unpack that shit before summer so that they can really enjoy their summer, honestly. And enjoying your summer can include weight loss as well. So as we're doing our self-awareness program for 6 weeks and unpacking all of that, I love unpack. Like, I want to, do you see me overusing it right now? I really enjoy that word. I feel like that's what we're doing with them. Right. And unpacking their shit is beautiful. And then they get to really set the proper intentions. And that's what we're doing with the summer program, right? It's set your summer intentions. And summer intentions can be, I intend to lose weight right now. Like that, you can definitely do that. Because once you understand weight loss and calorie deficit, there's no more talk of like weight loss can't coexist with summer. It's like me leaving with Jeff. I'm like, there's no more like I have to gain weight while I'm away. Like I don't have to. Like that doesn't have to be. I could literally just sit there and drink coffee all day and read if I wanted. Like I don't need to overeat just because I'm on vacation. I have different beliefs now. Beliefs are everything, right? So it's like I think we can have different beliefs for summer, and the only way to unpack that is with our self-awareness program. So I would definitely really highly consider joining right now. And you know what? Anyone that's going to join the summer program, we should definitely remind them of, like, they'll be a part of the self-awareness program because they're joining May 1st. Let's say they're like right into it. I want to join the 4-month program.
Yeah.
It's really going back to the first self-awareness meeting.
Yeah, I totally agree. There's some good stuff there. And as you're talking, I just want to remind you guys of one thing. If you've decided that you're ready to work on your personal development and you're literally ready to get into your own brain, it's so important that when you are unpacking, that you are not judging yourself.
Yeah, that defeats the purpose if you are. Absolutely.
It really does. And it actually is going to become a roadblock in you to figuring out your why, because if you're judging yourself for actually wanting to eat processed foods, or for not eating the same as your family, or for basically anything that goes against the societal, avatar of the healthy person, if you're judging yourself, you're going to really struggle to choose you and choose your way and find your authentic self. So I just need to remind you guys, please be authentic to yourself. Authenticity is so beautiful, and it's where your habits will feel easy.
Yeah, I love that. And when your habits feel easy, what happens? Consistency happens. Showing up is kind of like, it's easier.
And when consistency happens, results happen.
Yeah.
So we don't work on results at Your Way Weight Loss. We start here. And if you follow the plan, you will get to your results in the most beautiful way possible, in a way that you're like, wow, that wasn't so hard after all. Yeah.
Yeah. No, absolutely. You'll learn so much about like the process of weight loss and just the thought process, not the melting off process, the thought process behind weight loss, because there is a thought process there. Yeah, everything you said, obviously authenticity, top priority. And I think that because authenticity is literally your way, but in order for you to be able to unpack in a non-guilty way, like when I stay connected, just like Alicia did, when she stayed connected to who she wanted to be before, going for pizza, she needed to not talk shit about pizza. She needed to not talk shit about her choosing pizza. Like there's a lot there. Like even if you don't choose the right choice for calorie deficit today, maybe you don't even know, because you don't count calories. You're just really following through who you want to be. That's what matters. And you'll realize it's enough. But honestly, like when I was on my vacation, I stayed connected. Doesn't mean that I didn't overeat. Doesn't mean that I, only ate salads and didn't eat ice cream, like just like the typical what people are thinking there. So I want you to know that I was only staying connected to how I felt. And there were times where I felt super full, and I stayed connected to like, oh, you feel full. Didn't talk shit about it. Didn't talk bad about myself. Didn't say I failed. Just like tomorrow we rethink about that. Today, we definitely went overboard or over fullness. Tomorrow we focus again on that. And then we stay connected to that again. And there's no bad talk. And you guys, it's enough. That is enough.
And I had the same, conversation with myself after. I was like, hey, how did you feel about how you showed up? And it was like, you know what? You took a little like random scrappy bites of the kids' pepperoni and the kids' crust. And not that that's bad, but that's actually not who I want to be. If I'm still hungry, I wish I would have just taken half of another slice and eaten it standing up. Like, no. Yeah. So just like, okay, remind yourself for next time that that's actually not who you want to be. So I can show up in a way that I'm proud of, but still acknowledge how that can be tweaked and changed to be better.
Without shame.
And better is me to choose. I'm the one that chooses what's better, because it's what I value and what's important to me.
Yeah. Yeah. And also like, was I reasonable or was I not, or was that like, that's so individual, that's so independent from one person to the other. It's all perception. It's all like what you feel is reasonable. So it really is important, you guys, or like even like feeling deprived or feeling hungry. And that's why the only way you can stay connected to all of these things that we're saying, like hunger and deprivation and being reasonable, all these like fancy words, the only way that you can stay connected to that is if you talk, like if you actually like talk self-awareness, like do you talk to yourself about that? Do you actually like stay connected and in that moment say like, oh, I'm full, like right now I'm full, and that's okay. But like obviously maybe that last piece or that whatever was not necessary, and that's, I did it, like I can't go back. But it's like a learning moment. But that's when you can't, there's no time for learning moments when you're on a 3-day cleanse or a 6-week shred. There are no learning moments. And that's where you're not developing the skill of just being in charge, being in the moment, learning how to adjust yourself.
Developing the skill of coexisting weight loss in your real life.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that's what it takes away from you when we do 6-week shreds or whatever. It takes away the opportunity that you could have developing such a strong bond with fullness and how you feel and choices and like, and as much as you're like, oh, that's like a lot, but that's the answer. That's the key. Like that's how you become what you've always wanted to become, not the 6-week shred though. That's just a look and you're going to lose it in another 6 weeks.
And on
The
top
6-week
of
shred is followed by a 6-week gain. You know what I mean?
and just on top of the time that you're spending doing that, you are perpetuating your relationship with your body, with food, not good enough, good, bad. It's not productive.
Okay. So that was a great conversation. I guess to sum it up, staying connected does not mean doing certain behaviors. So it's not like actually doing a behavior. Staying connected just means that you stay connected mentally to how that day ended up being, like how you showed up, not the action. There's no like right or wrong. There's no good or bad. It's just you stay connected to that. And we think that's not good enough, but let me tell you, staying connected every single day is hard. Is you have to put time aside, but then once you train your brain to do it, you almost do it without even thinking, like every other habit, like putting on a shirt and brushing your teeth.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although I need to be reminded to brush my teeth often.
Oh my goodness. Says the person with the most beautiful teeth ever.
It's genes. I did nothing for this. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much. This was a great conversation. Thank you so much for having that conversation with me, my friend.
Thank you.
Goodbye.